She was elected councillor for the Whitfield division in 1974 and was the first elected member of parliament for South West St Andrew. In 1976, she served 17 years as a cabinet minister with local government, community development and sport. And to talk to us about the most honourable Portia Simpson Miller, political analyst Kevin O'Brien, I should say retired politician. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And she was what? It was the fourth president or the fifth?
From the PNP.
It was the fourth, right?
Norman,
Michael
PJ.
So she would have been the fourth president. How good was she as a politician overall before we get into specifics?
Well, listen, to me, Portia represented the best and the worst of Jamaica. As I say, she was warm, caring, humorous, and like Jamaicans, but like Jamaicans too, she would get carried away sometimes, you know. Maybe say things you might regret later. But just like I believe Jamaica is more good than bad, so I believe Portia did more good than bad. Well, look at it, 40 years of service to your country. How many people do that? Dedicate 40 years of your life, not to making money or self-enrichment, but to serving the people. And that alone, makes her one of the very few who have done that much. And she's always been on the side of the poor, the dispossessed, those who, for whatever reason, society has sometimes forgotten about, and she never forgot about them. And she had that bond with the people, I believe. Let's look at the reality of Jamaica. You have a significant segment who feel not part of society, of the body politic or whatever. They feel they've been left behind. And these type of people can easily turn against society if they feel nobody in society cares about them or is looking for them. And Portia always had that bond. I will take care of you. You know me, things are tough. And even with the IMF deal, the 2012 onwards, with austerity and IMF deal, and I believe that if anybody else had been in charge, you might have seen social unrest. But Portia had a kind of a social contract with the people. Said, listen, no matter how tough things are, I'm going to do the best we can do for you. And though things were tough, I think the people felt that
the decisions had to be made. And
the decisions had to be made, but she's getting the best deal possible for them. Other people might not look after them. They might say, well, got to do this and forget about them. But she never forgot. And so they felt that whatever, how things tough for them, at least Portia doing the best she can for them.
Yeah. Talk about her ascendancy to presidency. Couldn't have been easy within the People's National Party.
But as a woman, I mean, apart that I haven't
first as a woman, first as a woman, and as a politician to get there.
Not from up there.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, the PNP was always a party of the lawyers and doctors. Originally called it the Brown Man Party. And all the presidents came from Jamaica College, Calabar, whatever. She came from, as she all famously said, the bowels of the people. And
Woodall.
Woodall, exactly. So she had a double barrier. She wasn't from up there, one of the elite schools, and she was a woman, the first woman to reach that level. So she's a pioneer in more than one way. And as I say, she's a remarkable figure in Jamaican history. History can never forget her. I mean, just alone, the first female prime minister. There can never be a second first. She was, the others will come, no doubt, in the future. So that alone will cement her legacy forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Some people think, having spent so much time in her constituency, enough wasn't done in there infrastructurally and stuff like that.
Yes, and that's true, and many will say that. On the other hand, she gets 95% of the vote every election. Who are we on the outside to criticize the will of the people? That's how I always say. I agree. I think more could have been done, not only by her, but many other politicians who have the so-called garrison constituencies. Let's be blunt here. But the people clearly have affection for her. They vote for her. Who am I to question the will of the people?
You've already said that she's done more good than bad. Let's look at some of the stuff that she did that you might remember. What we will remember 20, 30 years down the road when we talk about Portia Simpson Miller, and we say she did what?
Well, let me give Jamaica is now enjoying the lowest inflation we've had. The last 2 years, it was 5%. Last year was 1%. 1.7, 3.7, 1.7. This year it's on target for under 5. If we keep it under 5%, it'll be the first time since 1964, 65, 66. But Portia is the one that allowed it to start. I've talked to professional economists who say that the fiscal deficit, Portia is the one that, she was in charge of the Prime Minister. Dr. Phillips did as Finance Minister, they did not send both. But as a Prime Minister, he allowed this to happen. So she allowed this fiscal compression to take place. Cause austerity, might even have caused an election. But Jamaica is now more fiscally stable and has been for 50 years. And she's the one that
would have set that in motion.
Set it in motion and taking the tough decisions.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I'll give you another thing. There's a Barbadian Prime Minister, Erskine Sandiford, right? And he got put some type of measures in place in Barbados, got voted up, but he's still talked about very well because he took the tough decisions. And Portia, in a sense, was that. She took tough decisions. It cost her possibly an election, but she's given us a fiscal stability, as I say, for the first time in half a century.
Yeah. What about her contribution to the Labour Ministry and a lot that happened there, Kevin?
Yes, well, as I say, one of the things of Jamaica, you know, what's not say unique but unusual, is that we have very little political unrest. We had some in the 70s, but since then you don't have much strikes, demonstrations, revolutions. And our politicians, let's give them some credit, listening to the people. And Portia has been perhaps the most prominent one, maybe since Bustamante or Michael Manley too, of listening to the people, keeping in touch with them. So if you meet the people's concerns and needs, they won't rise up.
Yeah.
But if you don't, they will rise up. And so her contribution to the Labour Ministry definitely has been a big part of that. You know, so sometimes it's not what happens, it's what doesn't happen. And the fact that we have had so little political unrest, and especially how many, the IMF, I think when IMF lady came here, Miss Legrand, one of the things people were saying, she came here was, how has Jamaica done it? They put these tough measures in place. Look at Greece. They put tough measures, and every minute they were up. Riots, strikes. How have we done it without upheaval? And as I say, I believe that without Portia, it would not have been that way. So her contributions is what didn't take place because of her.
Yeah. What about her constituency now? Well, her past constituency. She's moved on. What do you think might happen? Will that area, as you said, will that area get any better? What do you think?
Well, as I say, her constituency, there are others like it, where you have a huge votes to one side, a lot of deprived areas, and so garrison constituencies. And let's face it, Jamaica needs a debate about it, a different topic from here.
Yeah.
But if we are going to revive these areas, there has to be a debate. And if it's going to start with education, we have an apartheid education in Jamaica. The inner cities, you compare a Campion or Hillel or Arden with the inner city schools. It's apartheid. The color isn't there, but the class is there. It's a different argument, but that's the only way we're going to start get these areas into a kind of state of normalcy and they can feel part of Jamaica.
All right. Well, good to see you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for sharing that with us. Political analyst and commentator Kevin O'Brien Chang. And we were speaking about the most honorable, and she will be most honorable until the day she dies. Even after she dies, she will still be the most honorable Portia Simpson Miller, former Prime Minister. Again, I wish you good luck, ma'am, in your retirement.
We all do.
Yes. We look forward to what you'll be doing at the University of the West Indies. Coming up next, we remember Captain Horace Burrell. Smile continues after the break.
Oh, yes, let me get my words right and then approach you. Woman, I'll treat you like a man is supposed to. You'll never have to cry, no. I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone. And she's royal, yeah, so royal. And I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind, no. The way she moves to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen.